Whoa, look at that, it's me again, not just Jared, but today it's just me. I'm back again with another play-by-play. This time Baldur's Gate 3 is getting the treatment, and if this super stuttery, textureless, poppin'-filled start screen is anything to go by, this early access game is going to run as slow as a turtle and as bad as Fallout 76 on launch day. I know, shade thrown this early, but remember, this is pre-recorded gameplay, so I already know what's going to happen. Yes, I'm foreshadowing, and yes, it's bad. Cutscene time. First off, this is Baldur's Gate. Second off, I know nothing about Baldur's Gate, so let me run down what happens in these cutscenes for you as a Baldur's Gate lore pro would. Location: a creepy, gooey looking alien ship antagonist. In walks, floats this squid guy who is a mind flayer, that much I know, but squid guy is more lighthearted and comical, so I'm going with that. Squid guy can control things with his mind, which is great for us, and then he opens up this pod thing that's full of probably really tasty soup. Second thought, guys, I don't think it's soup. Squidward, that joke hasn't been made before, took out a worm out of this anti-soup and let it crawl into this green lady's eyeball, which would have been the most disturbing thing I'd seen that day if I hadn't been playing this on election night. Geez, I scripted this over a month ago. Also, LOL America, why do I live here? I have watched this multiple times while writing this. It's starting to turn me on. Just kidding, who put that in the script? Oh look, it's my turn for the worm. This would be the perfect time for one of those dumb how did I get here movie tropes. Here, I'll try it. Hey there, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Okay, yeah, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Let's just scrap that. Time to create my character. After spending roughly double the time in character creation than I did actually playing the game, I ended up choosing to play as a fighter shield dwarf because I love dwarves and I love two-handed weapons, and since they have a proficiency with them, it was a no-brainer. My dwarf, whose name is JustJarrod, not even close to my actual name, I know I'm creative thanks, was also a sailor sailing the high seas fighting off deadly sea monsters like giant squids. Squid guy, I'm coming for you. My skills with proficiency include athletics, which I'd love to see, history, intimidation, and perception. None of this matters because this is a one-off video, not a series. Why am I explaining all of this to you? I don't know. I should have just said dwarf, blue skin, white beard, and moved on. That's literally all you need to know. Also, for some reason, I weirdly have to create a character that my character is interested in. I don't know if it's a love interest thing or what is even happening here, but this is her. Did I spend more time on this character than my main character? I'm not answering that question. Back to the cutscene I started watching 45 minutes ago. I imagine Squid Guy was just staring at me the whole time, waiting for me to customize my character. It must be boring on this ship. Speaking of the ship, it's disturbing, you guessed it. Anyways, here we are, wherever this is. Whoever's in that lookout tower better ring a bell because someone destroyed Squidward's paintings and he's not happy. Alright, looks like this guy's gonna be the hero and warn the people. Oh my god, if it's his job, why wasn't he already up there? Why was he walking down from the only reason the tower exists? Maybe he was going on his lunch break? Oh well, he's dead now. I feel a super heavy action sequence coming on, let's do it. The tower falls onto the streets of wherever we are, and Squid Guy has learned to Thanos snap with his tentacles as Randall, Kevin, Peter, Wendy, Jerome, and Susie are vaporized. Oh wait, they've been captured. Squid Guy, what are you up to? Pardon me questioning a video game, but why almost crush them with the tower only to then save them from the tower? Odd tactics, although considering the tall buildings towering over the narrow streets of the city, I bet that most people didn't even see the tentacle ship and only saw the tower falling onto them, so Squid Guy could argue that he saved these people from being crushed by said tower, thus making him the hero, so the whopping 6 people he quote-unquote saved would worship him as their god. Something tells me that's not his plan, but if so, big brain. As the super ominous music, which you can't hear because copyright, continues in the background, a giant blue portal opens up through space-time, I guess, and out fly some dragons. The Squid Guy sees dragons. There's people riding the dragons. The crew from How to Train Your Dragons have arrived to save the day. Are they good guys or what? Okay, yeah, they're good. Dragons 1, Squid Guy 0, except he's got a lot more tentacles, so that math might not be right. Malamar uses suction cups. That's a Pokemon reference, as this guy, let's call him Jeff, falls to his death. Just kidding, his dragon catches him like what happens in every movie that has people riding creatures. Did not see that coming. Just kidding, I did. One of the dragons claws into the gross fleshy stomach of whatever the hell this ship is and breathes fire into the main room, warming up the anti-soup for later consumption. Take a moment to look at where we are, and now we're here 3 seconds later. How'd that happen? Was it editing? I don't know, you decide. Now we're flying through a canyon in a winter storm as Squid Guy smashes through every obstacle to try to ward off the dragons, but manages to rip open the hall where Green Lady, who I definitely didn't forget about until now, is now awake. Hey there, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Here being a tentacle spaceship erupting in flames and flying through a winter storm while a dragon stares at me and my head still hurts from a worm that was just shoved into my eyeball.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Squid Guy realizes he's about to crash, so he does his weird tentacle teleport maneuver, which is not a Pokemon move as far as I know, and manages to escape just as the dragon's fire burns the anti-soup, ruining our planned supper. Ship explodes and teleports at the same time, cut to black. It was all a dream. Joke's on you, you're awake now, it's real, you're in hell, sorry. I have no idea where we are, but if this is hell, damn it looks cool. Also, Green Lady survived. What the fuck is that? Look, it's a bunch of red bats. Never mind, those are demons. This is hell, we are actually in hell. Speaking of hell, this game runs like it. Page 5 of the script, we finally hit gameplay, time to celebrate. Or cry. Yes, more foreshadowing. After messing with the settings so I can at least get 30 FPS, I find a firebolt scroll in a rib cage, find something called a caustic bulb on the ground, then attack this brain jar and take damage somehow. Good start. 1 health potion down, and I find an elevator that brings me up to the 2nd level of the ship. I wonder what's up here.
We are here. Here.
Nope, not dealing with that. I'm out. Okay, fine, I'm curious. As I approach this fine gentleman, turns out he was not the one talking, it was his brain, because of course it was. Long story short, the brain wants me to free it before they return, I'm guessing they being the squid guy, and so I do just that by knocking it loose with my hands, then pulling it from this kind sir's skull. The game lets me decide if I want to let the brain run free or mutilate it because it might pose a future threat. I choose to let it run free, although where it's gonna go I have no idea, it's just a brain. Okay, sure. After the brain and I become good friends and chat for a while, we're on our way. Green Lady is still alive and informs me that we both have had mind flayer tadpoles shoved in our heads and that we should help each other escape this disgusting place by making way towards the ship's helm. I'm skeptical at first, but then she says Mr. Brain can come too, and instantly I'm in. Those demon things that flew at us in the cutscene are back, but this time we're fighting them. I dip an arrow into the fire and pin down an imp, leaving it with 1 health. Then an imp hits me with a fiery bolt, dealing 1 damage. I'm so scared. Green Lady finishes off the first imp, 10 XP for the win. After a brain attack and another fire arrow, imp number 2 goes down. Repeat for the 3rd imp, this game is easy. If that looks smooth and totally not at all wonky, you're wrong. I just edited out the multiple hiccups that occurred over the course of this super tiny fight, including but not limited to the frame rate plummets, the game not telling me how to do certain things like cancel an attack, and my character catching on fire when I was not even close to fire. Let's continue. After looting the corpses of my slain enemies and restoring the health of my party at this tentacle thing that my character apparently knows how to use, we head up the stairs. Up top, I click on something called a nautiloid tank and put it right in my pocket, even though I have no idea what it is. I find a bronze necklace on a dead guy, hell yeah. This lady is writhing in pain, and Green Lady says we should leave her because she's already been enthralled by the mind flayers, and while I don't know what that means in this context, it can't be good, so why don't we just end her suffering right here, right now? 1 simple sword swing should do the trick, or so I thought, but somehow I critically missed an unmoving dying woman on the ground. She then gets up as if she's clearly fine and asks me if I want to fight, only to then lay back on the ground as if nothing happened, so I attack her again, this time killing her. What the fuck even just happened? I take 1 step forward and I'm immediately thrown into combat with not only the brain enemies I imagine I was supposed to fight up here, but also the friends of the lady I just killed, even though I was doing her a favor. Green Lady shoots an arrow at this school teacher. What the hell is he doing up here? And then he enacts his revenge by punching Green Lady. What a trade-off. School teacher is dead after he takes another arrow to the knee, and Green Lady hits a brain for 8 damage. Then this weird animation plays out that makes me double take IRL. 30 seconds later, I finally realize Green Lady died. What? Now I'm in a clusterfuck as this tramper guy is attacking me, my brain is attacking the other brain as I'm trying to figure out how to revive Green Lady. How am I going to pull this off? I finally figure out how to revive Green Lady, who then drinks a health potion and kills the evil brain. I strike the trapper with my sword, dealing 4 damage, and then use my favorite ability in this game called Shove and straight up just push him into the fire, but once again the fire bugs out as he is perfectly fine amongst the flames of hell. He then runs through the entire floor of flames with no issue because game logic as he attempts to attack my brain friend. Green Lady then swiftly ends his game-breaking career and the fight is over. Not really, there's 2 other imps far north off screen that I had no idea existed because the game didn't tell me they did. Since the imps are grouped up, I take a look at my inventory to see if I have anything I can throw at them. Turns out I can do something with this nautiloid tank as it has an action point, but I don't know what. It's a tank full of dark liquid that sounds good enough for me. I threw it at the imp and everything exploded, killing the imp. I'll take it. 1 imp with 2 HP remaining, I proceed to end its life with a final arrow. What I didn't realize was that the imp was too far away, so the game moved me closer so I could get the hit, ignoring the fact that to do that it had to move me into the fire. Not only did that arrow not kill the imp, but now I'm standing in fire unbeknownst to IRL me because the camera jumps around so quick I didn't realize it. Also, what kind of game mechanic moves your character for you if you're not close enough for an attack? Just let the player do it themselves, especially if your game's environmental damage system is bugged out of its mind. Anyways, this can only end badly. 1 more arrow, I finally get the kill, and IRL me takes a deep breath and reclines in his chair because that was a weird, confusing mess of gameplay. all while the camera is panned away at the dead imp for what seems like forever as the timer ticks down on the fire burning me off screen because lol camera. All of a sudden, I'm dead and confused, but I get a tutorial message about helping down characters that says when a player is down, use help to get them back up, so I click finish, click the green lady because once again I'm dead, and by the time I find the help action literally 3 seconds later, I die for real this time and get a message that says my party has been defeated even though green lady and my brain are still alive and in my party. Load game and I'm back at the beginning. That was complete bullshit. F this, I'm out. Also, big thank yous to my super duper Patreon supporters who all deserve big hugs but can't get them because COVID. I'm sorry, one day it'll happen. If you too want unobtainable hugs, you can support me on Patreon, link in description, and you also get your name bouncing around the screen. Doesn't it look like fun? Okay, goodbye now.